Bridge 2. 4, 3. Have you ever played with that? You ever had to play with that in-ear thing that like tells you bridge, chorus, 3, 2, 1.
No, I played with the click, but never like
I forget what that's called. There's a popular program. Yes.
Ableton.
Is that what it is? Where it's like
Yeah.
bridge,
Yeah.
chorus 2.
The videos that I've seen where people show you how to make those are all using Ableton.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think someone made it for us at New Life and then got put into a different app. It's hard. It's hard.
The first time, this is when Virgil and Angela came to CLC.
Oh boy. So already trash.
And they, Angela led from a click because they also play tracks. They full on played a drummer through a track one Sunday. No joke. They put the drummer in the track and they had a guy like using like hot rods and like miming the song. And I'm not joking because
that is called deception and lies.
Because they also still had the mics on from the drums, which I don't know why. I was so weird because they had drums coming through.
Just turn them off.
But obviously, I can see what he's playing different. It's like so obvious.
Yeah,
he's playing like 1, 2, 3, 4, ching. You know,
Chong.
No.
Are we recording?
Yes. Anyways, but then sometimes you'd hear his like crashes or whatever. It's like, don't play the crashes at least.
At least fake it like you're on the Ed Sullivan show or something.
Well, I think he was trying to, and then he'd accidentally do it too hard.
You don't touch it. You just...
I know. That's what I would have done.
Like Ringo Starr.
Well, that would have been too obvious. So they probably just told him to play
Nirvana.
Why didn't they turn
or someone
him down?
They got told they were going to play a track on like a TV show or whatever. So they just started playing a different song.
Yeah.
Or singing a different song or something. Something like that.
Something like that.
Because they're like, screw the big media.
Yeah, middle finger.
Speaking of screwing the big media and punk rock and roll, did you see what happened at this music fest a couple of days ago?
Which one?
The P one.
No, I heard about it.
Yeah, so this girl, lead singer of a Rage Against the Machine brass band called
that's what it is?
Brass Against, called a fan up who wanted to be peed on, and she peed on his head while singing, which I thought was impressive.
Definitely.
And just continued on with the song.
Oh, yeah, to pee. She must have had to pee.
Must have.
Or just could really force herself.
I couldn't do that. I have a hard enough time when someone's in the urinal next to me.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if you're joking or not, but I'm not. And I find it problematic. Oh, I already shared that story on this podcast. Because I was younger, and then there was a guy who was like, he was a couple years older than me, but he might as well have been like, 40 years old. I mean, he was, in my mind, he was like big and giant. And one time we went into a church bathroom and he peed in the other one. And I was getting ready to pee in mine. And his sounded like the most giganticest, because it's obvious like what volume of water, of fluids is going. And for whatever like women have gone through where, they have to wear makeup, they have to look perfect, they have to, not have armpit hair, all of those things combined and, have to be a certain weight. And so they have all these complexes and you have to feel bad about yourself. And then you have to make yourself up so you can feel good about yourself. That is like in every guy movie about how big your sling schlong is.
Yeah.
And so when you're in a place where you get a good sense of the water on fluid contact, you can easily sense the volume that's coming out. And then it helps you to make inferences about the volume. I'm talking dry weight, not wet
I don't know.
fluids. This time I'm talking girth.
Yeah.
Your mind can guess the. I mean, they could have.
Did you know
they could have a small.
the human brain is so acute to sounds that it can tell the difference of hot water or cold water being poured?
No, is that a thing?
It's a thing.
Oh, maybe I have that.
Everyone has it. It's a human thing.
Maybe I have it better.
Am I better than everyone else?
Anyways, that's what guys have. Guys have penis size things.
Yeah.
So sometimes,
I think that's a known thing.
yeah, man, I go up to the urinal and
I'm like, man, this ice is cold at the movie theater in Uptown.
I'm too concerned. My mind's ready to do calculations up and down.
You're like, okay, the radius of the circle times the
Exactly.
height of the cylinder.
Yes, but this bathroom has tall ceilings, so it's going to take an extra 100th of a second to get to my ear.
So would that be
Which
pi
my
r
brain-
squared
which
times
my
the length?
brain will calculate pi r squared times L. And then
The volume of a cylinder.
exactly.
For all you people at home, there's your geometry lesson.
Yeah.
If you want to know the volume of your member, just measure the radius pi r squared times the length. There you go. So next when someone asks you how big is it, you tell them the volume.
Next time you are in the bathroom, if you want to just take
3 cubic inches.
if you want to take an audio file of your pee, send it to badbrotherspod@gmail.com. I will send you the guess of how big your penis is.
Oh boy.
Don't send a photo.
When's the last time you checked the email? I think you can do audio on the Instagram Messenger.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't do a voice
text
notes.
me. Do not
Don't
text
do a
me.
voice notes to Will. You got to send it to the podcast.
I got 2 responses actually yesterday that I haven't shared. Go ahead.
I didn't have anything else. Just send it there, and I'll guess the size of your penis. I will say I'm not as familiar with the female sounds. I don't know how accurate I could be, or if it relates.
There is a common trope that says,
or if it relates to size in any way.
There's a common trope that when there's a lot of fluid coming out, that sounds like frying chicken.
Okay, I could see maybe. Okay, we have some responses to the podcast.
Yeah.
Feedback.
Yep. Well, speak back to Dude Perfect. Someone said, "Look at all these non-Christians leaving."
Oh yeah. Okay, now we know.
And then someone
we
said,
know who we're talking
someone
about.
said, "You're effing 5 years into Bass Pro Shop thing, bro." And I said, "What do you mean 5 years?" And they said, "You're late to the game." And I said, "You're obviously not listening to the whole point was as I wasn't trying to be in the game in the first place." And then someone said, "Semen joke in front of the mom. Bravo."
I have an update since I edit the podcast. My update is I have now heard of another couple that is going to move
For politics?
in our COVID times because of politics.
Okay, bleep it out. Who?
From and the crazy thing about, well, I won't say too much. They have they have a crazy story of even like staying here, coming here in the first place, and now they're another person moving because of COVID politics.
I saw another one of those Patriot Church things, and it talked about how like Jesus is our king, so we're only gonna like allow like Jesus to be a ruler, and we're gonna get rid of any other king, and that includes Joe Biden. So we're gonna get rid of Joe Biden. It's like you're just taking you're getting it out of context here.
I know. Listen to Will Browning, Bible scholar, taking things out of context. And
Mom was so surprised at how much she made multiple comments on how much Bible knowledge I had and how much I quoted the Bible.
Yeah, you went to private school, dog.
I said, I had to write it as punishment when I got in trouble. You think I'd remember it?
And so,
the wisdom of Solomon.
But I sort of embarrassed myself because I wrote, "Can people change?" And it had been in the notes for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But what I wanted to say, half funny and half serious, is my whole point for bringing it up. I never got to, and that was now with all the changes I feel like I've seen people go through in these COVID times. That's gonna be my look back.
Seasons change.
Yeah.
That'll play in the background of the montage.
These COVID capital times. Just there's the title right there. These COVID times. And I get actresses to look like they did now. They're in crop tops and Yeezys and stuff.
Oh yeah. And the big baggy pants.
Yeah.
High-waisted jeans and white Air Force Ones and
yeah. My whole point was to say now the excuse for people who want to make a change for the better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's better or worse. That could be lateral, but I'm saying, can people change? People's lives have changed so dramatically in the last 2 years.
Oh yeah.
To me, it's like that now. There's no excuse for you to actually change for the good. Like people who are trying to make, or like me for myself, trying to make changes in your life. You're like, oh no, people can go through giant changes in their life. And 2 years ago, never think of uprooting their family or, displaying their family in a political ad or whatever.
Yeah.
Or adopting these crazy opinions or being so militant about something that you never cared for once in your life, before 19 months ago.
I like how some of the businesses have changed and they just use COVID as the excuse.
Oh, yeah.
But it's doesn't really have to do with it.
Yeah.
It's oh, the gym, we don't do towels anymore. No towels, COVID.
Yeah.
Or,
meanwhile, saves them a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So, oh, people are used to this.
And then, I got my oil changed and you don't get out of the car anymore, which I actually like.
No, that happened to me. I got cold.
What?
I got cold.
What? While you're sitting in your car?
Yeah, my engine's off. It's cold outside.
Did you have the windows up?
Yes. I got cold.
How long were you there?
5 No. As long as it takes to change your oil, not very long. I got cold.
You weren't at Jiffy Lube.
I was at Jiffy Lube.
Well, they do it in a jiffy, so I don't
Here's
know.
my problem. I live so close to it, my car didn't have time to warm up.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So it just zip, zip, zip. It's still cold.
I went on the way, the last 5 minutes before home after driving from Seattle.
I went first thing in the morning on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I was cold.
Nice.
But I was reading a book.
I was on TikTok.
But
yeah, things like that. Or it's oh yeah, we're just doing to go now.
Yeah.
We don't give silverware anymore. It's just plastic. COVID.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can do. Yeah, people can change.
Yep.
Whether you're taking advantage of, or you just need a little push.
That Tupac song called Changes.
You can make giant
Or am I making that
changes. You can make giant changes in your life. There's no excuses for you anymore.
True.
You want to cut carbs out of your life? You can do it.
It is Tupac. I'm so cool. Got so much street cred.
I can think how it goes.
Is that the one that goes? Toodaloo, toodaloo, toodaloo?
That's just the way it is.
Oh no! But it was like the piano.
Yeah, that's right. Oh. But who borrows from whose song?
Yeah, which one? What's the original?
That's like a 70s song, right?
Yeah. Samples.
Yeah, because I just sang the real one.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was my thought.
It's got a ton of plays on Spotify.
It's one of the most popular songs ever of all time.
125 million plays on that song.
That's an oldie. Let's see, what year did that come out?
You think all these oldies are listening to it though?
I'm just saying that might be in the pantheon of great American songs.
Oh yeah. Right after Summer 69.
It could be in the top 100 American songs. I think that's how popular it is.
The top 100?
Casey
Kasem?
No, not just on any given week. I'm talking about all time.
Wow.
All time U.S. pop songs? That could be on there.
1986.
Here's another update I have. I've been talking a lot about Greta Thunberg.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of just a joke. The point is, I could care less about her. And I had this revelation watching TV the other day.
What were you watching?
Do you know who Amala Clooney is? You probably don't.
George Clooney's wife.
She's probably
the
don't
lawyer.
because she's not in a meme.
The lawyer? George Clooney's wife?
What kind of lawyer?
I don't know. Entertainment lawyer?
No.
Very environmental.
Opposite. Nope.
Oh. What?
You're getting closer. You're going to big causes.
Yeah.
Probably one of the bigger causes we have on the planet.
Not environmental?
Nope. It's in the human sphere.
Human rights.
Human rights around the world, lawyer.
There's way more ants in the world than there are humans.
Now, here's my question. Would you know about Amala Clooney if she wasn't married? Because she was already a high...
100% not.
She was already on the tippy top of the human rights lawyer scale, which, as far as it goes as a person, you're killing the game. Because you have to be at the top just professionally, knowledge, everything. But it's human rights. So morally, you've got a leg to stand on.
You're not Mr. Kardashian or whatever.
Exactly. So you're the tippy top of a person, but nobody knew who she was.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to give you something else besides that her last name is Clooney now. She is like model beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they would be doing... So let's say George Clooney married an ugly human rights lawyer.
Yeah.
Just me saying the words ugly human rights lawyer.
Yeah.
I know nobody's going to care about that. Beautiful human rights lawyer.
Yeah.
Now they're running human rights stories on the news. Ones that would get 20 seconds of and so won a trial today against
Have you
whatever.
seen? That made me think of like, it's like, yeah, of course George Clooney married this model-esque lawyer. This is like, I'm not trying to talk crap about people, but I was just in shock, kind of. Shock and awe. What's his name? The Greatest Showman.
Oh yeah.
Why can't I think of his name?
Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah, him.
Hugh Jackman.
Huge.
Have you seen his wife?
Yeah.
She's like way older than him, and he's like, chiseled marble from the gods, and she's the scraps.
She's just normal.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one? There's one that always comes up as like another one of those like articles that are like the clickbait things. And one's always about who was the James Bond before this? I just forgot his name.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan. And his wife was like skinny back in like 1994.
Yeah.
And now she's like not skinny.
Normal.
Probably a little bit overweight, but not anything crazy. And it's like he still loves her, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he needs credit, like for being a good guy and still loving her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not talking. I'm not trying to talk crap, but
what I'm saying,
in terms of Hollywood, you would think like Hugh Jackman would be with someone,
which is exactly
like what's I put Hugh Jackman and the transporter, shaved head, Olympic diver. What's his name?
Yeah. Him. And
horrible on names today.
And he's married to
Victoria's Secret
Rose
model,
Hutley or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody. Oh, she is very good looking, I would say.
But what's his name? That's really bothering me.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. Stathum. Jason Statham.
But that's why I'm saying we need sexier scientists. So this is the problem. They have Greta Thunberg. I'm not saying she's ugly. But I'm just saying
Rosie Huntington.
Yes.
Whiteley.
I was close.
Let's see what her allocates are. See if she's some lawyer.
Well, first of all, accolades, and she was.
What?
And she was in.
What's an allocate? I just made that up. Transformers.
She was in Transformers 4, I think, or 3.
15-year-old student undertook a work experience in London's West End modeling agency. Signed after leaving school at the age of 16 to modeling session for Levi Jeans.
She has a lot of famous models have the big upper lip, but now we've overdone it. People getting that upper lip injected like...
To cover up for their mom drinking while they're pregnant.
You know what? The deal is that people get, when you inject it, it sticks out. But what people really love about the big upper lip, the people who have it naturally, they have a turned up upper lip.
Not protruding
upper lip that you just can't fake. You just can't fake.
You can't fake it. Accolades. ACDOLADS.
Allocated.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
To allocate something.
Anyway, yeah, not a lot of accolades here besides Maxim's number
she
one,
was one of
Hot
the most
100.
sought after models in the world. I think that stands for itself.
I'm talking about something
Are you
like
slut shaming her?
Human rights activists.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 5 highest paid model, FHM's sexiest woman.
Okay, now imagine she was a PhD in
human rights law.
No. In climate science.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd be throwing money at that thing left and right.
Oh yeah, she'd be on every Time magazine,
Oh,
New York
she'd have a whole
Times.
channel on TV devoted to her.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be just C-SPAN Rosie.
The ultimate weather girl.
And climate change would be the top, and nobody would care about human rights anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People would be slaves again, and people would be just raping and pillaging. It'd be back to that. But you wouldn't see
climate-
a styrofoam container within 1,000 miles.
Coal would be obsolete.
Oh, we'd be having. There'd
There'd be
so
high-speed trains everywhere.
There'd be so many birds everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you couldn't even see the sky. There'd be so many birds and
trees.
bugs, and there'd just be
The
fish.
canopy.
There'd be fish in the sea. Like the Native Americans said, you could just walk across the river because there were so many salmon in there. That's how many salmon.
Oh,
would
like
be
that
back.
lady's backyard that flooded.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
you could just walk across on their backs.
Crazy.
So, anyways, I had that thought watching them all. It's like we need some more sexier climate spokespeople, and they'll.
Instead of underage girls.
No, she's of age now, but I'm
Oh,
not
I
even.
thought she was like
I'm
14.
I'm not even making a comment about her in comparison to,
Yeah.
how her face looks or anything like that. I wouldn't stoop that.
That's
low.
like when we had Bill Nye the Science Guy. Sexy.
Bill.
And now we have Neil deGrasse Tyson. Not the same. It has nothing to do with.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson was too sexy, and he got in trouble for it.
Did he? You're bringing up a vague memory.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That bow tie.
Oh, oof. The one I always remember is the one where it's like
Bowling ball in the
they
nose.
do the bowling ball in the nose and then they let it go.
Isn't that it's like a Newton's law?
Yeah. Everything's Newton's law, dog.
Is it though?
It is. You got anything to say or what?
I do. You ever take melatonin?
No, I didn't. I thought you were a connoisseur.
I was, but then I was off of it for a while because I'm not going out of town anymore. So this is what would happen: is I'd go to like Spokane,
Right.
have to be at work have to wake up at 12:30 a.m. to go to work. So I'd take melatonin at like 3 p.m. to go to sleep.
Here's how I was first introduced to melatonin. Melatonin wasn't something to take when you want to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
People talked about melatonin like, hey, if you have trouble sleeping, there's a certain thing that's supposed to happen in your body when you go to sleep. There's like melatonin flowing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So to help train your body, if you want to go to sleep at 10 every night, you do take your 9:30 melatonin and it tricks your body and it helps you in the long run get your body into a natural place. And then like a year later, it was everywhere. People are like, hey, if you need to go to sleep at any time, take melatonin. And I was like, wait a second, that's not how melatonin works. Melatonin
I never heard your way. I've heard
it wasn't my way.
I never heard the way you're describing.
Don't pin that on me.
You just edited pod ideas. I just got a notification.
Oh no, I didn't.
Says you did.
I was in it. I was looking at it.
Maybe you tapped it, checked it.
Are you
off.
talking about way one? You never
I'm
heard that
talking
way?
about the way you just described.
Take
The
it when
setting up your cycle.
Oh, that's the first way I heard about it.
I never heard of that. I heard just like like half an hour before. It just gets you into the sleepy nighttime mode. Not necessarily like if you want to go to bed at the same time every day or anything like that. But
what I would say is like the first person would say, like, if I was one of the first type A people, I would say, no, don't do that. If you're going to go to bed at 12:30, don't take your extra melatonin because your body is not going to like figure that out because you went 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then all of a sudden you're doing 3 a.m. Don't take your extra melatonin because that's going to get your body's cycle off.
I don't even know. I don't know about that. But you know what one of the cycle is that when you're in the
circadian rhythm.
Yeah, when you're in the light and the bright light, you're making serotonin, which then your body responds with melatonin.
Oh.
I just learned about that. And so once you've had enough serotonin, then it just transfers over to melatonin for it's like, all right, nighttime's coming. So that makes sense.
That sounds
the cycle.
It sounds rhythmic to me.
I just have literally never heard that.
There's a fact I always think about. Sorry to interrupt. One last thing about circadian rhythm and the fact that they've done these experiments when they like close everybody off from outside light. Mm-hmm. Your body actually ends up going on a 25-hour cycle and not a 24-hour cycle. Isn't that weird?
What?
I know.
And then quarters and quarters have George Washington on them, and then Abraham Lincoln, and then JFK was assassinated, the two shooters, the guy on the hill, and then QAnon.
Your body changes temperatures throughout the day. It makes you warm, cold, blah, blah, blah. Go to sleep,
when you get tired. We actually have training on that at work about sleep and sleep deprivation and body temperature and things like that.
Oh, that's interesting. That makes sense.
I believe you get cold when you're like get tired.
I think it's the other way around.
No, I think your body tries to get cold because you sleep better in the cold.
You keep going.
The whole point being the side effect of melatonin, whack dreams.
Really?
Yeah. So do you have dreams a lot?
If I breathe well at night, then I dream well at night.
Okay. So how often would you say you dream? In your life, if you were to say in your life on average per week, how often have you dream?
Okay, Tammy dreams a lot. Like she wakes up every day with something weird. Last night she's like, I dreamt that Brendan Schaub was your cousin and he came by, but we were in like a sort of an argument.
Thick boy club.
Yeah, thick boy bike club and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came by, but we resolved everything and he had Thanksgiving with everybody in the family. Or something like
I'm
that.
Brendan Schaub. Tammy keeps asking me about Thanksgiving plans. I don't know yet. I just texted about it today.
You're reconciling. You're reconciling with us.
But yeah.
But so she dreams all the time. But me, we
had this conversation on like episode 4.
I think you were there because I think this just happened where we talked about I dream about school.
Oh yeah,
I dream about college, school. But I always at Northwest I dream about like checking my mail at Northwest, even though I never really got mail. Whenever I have a dream about Northwest, I'm always checking my mail in it, and that's what I have. Well, then the next night after we were talking about that, I had a dream about college, but it was a different college and I did not check my mail.
Oh, great. You're going to miss your important letters.
I'm like, I've been having this for years.
An owl's going to start flying through your fireplace.
I love thinking about all the things that are in your dream. When you're like, oh, I thought about that Thursday, or I was talking about that Tuesday.
Here's my problem.
Last night.
Getting back to this melatonin.
But melatonin, let me do that. But you're saying melatonin does crazy things to you all the time? See?
Well, here's what happens.
You just had to wait 1 second.
Well, here's what happens.
I'm a pro, dude.
I don't dream all the time. I dream like once every couple months that I remember.
What?
Yeah.
You have childhood trauma.
I just go, and then I'm back. It's the morning.
What?
It's just...
Wait, have you ever had that happen where it happens that fast? Because I have.
Yeah. What do you mean? This is normal.
No, I'm talking about I had this one time where I was like pulling the sheet over me, and it literally felt like as my head hit the pillow, I was like, well, hello. And I was back. It was like a nap.
Not that fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had once like that when I was.
No, it's usually like
younger.
I'm laying in bed, and then it's like
Yeah.
I'm not really falling asleep for like maybe like 30 minutes, and then I fall, and then it's the morning. Then my alarm's going off.
Maybe I wake
with
up
like nothing in between.
Yeah. Wow. Folks at home, Will has a childhood blanket for his, or he has
not a childhood blanket.
You have
the people that have the ratty childhood blanket. It's like 30 years old.
He has a weighted blanket for his childhood trauma, and now he has no dreams because of his childhood trauma.
Yep.
We already had to rekindle our relationship because of his childhood trauma, and now even
I already got divorced because of my childhood trauma. LOL, JK. So I hadn't done a good divorce joke in a while.
And that was a perfect one. I'm gonna cry because of it.
So yeah, I don't dream often.
You don't dream.
And when I do dream though, so maybe it's not the melatonins don't make weird dreams. They just
yeah. Wait, let's get back to that because
they just make them actually happen. Because when I ever did,
it sounds like they don't make them happen.
I don't take it. I haven't been taking it. I don't take it.
But when you did, you had lots of dreams?
Yeah. I didn't take it every day.
You said you could go 2 months without a dream.
Yeah.
And you've been working at this job for only what?
2 months.
2 months. So you had your first dream since you've been working this job.
So here's an example. Like one time I had a dream. I was on a cruise ship, but it was like going through like downtown New York or San Francisco because it would go like it was like on a road in between the buildings, and then it would just shoot off one of the like steps of San Francisco and just go.
Oh.
But it was a huge cruise ship, and I was on the deck, and Pastor Scott was there.
Okay.
Or just weird stuff like that. Or like as a child, it involved a lot of drowning.
Oh yeah, the drowning.
Anyway,
I think that was episode 15.
but the problem is also I don't
14.
I don't really remember the dream either in the morning. Like I know I dreamed, but I don't have a lot of details. But yeah, I took melatonin the other day. And I'm sorry if this is anticlimactic, but I don't really remember the dream. But it was like so. But I just remember waking.
You started this thing by saying melatonin gives you crazy dreams.
But I just remember waking up in the morning and me being like, "What the heck? Like, was that real?"
And what happened?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, man.
I'll work on it. But does that? But you never tried melatonin. So my other friends
I told
out there,
you had this. I had the same like cities and stuff that I could go back to and visit, and still to this day I could draw you a map of how you get around in the city, and it's not even a real place.
No. Mine is always abnormal, unhuman, unearthly.
I only really have like I'll be in a plane. I'll be a passenger on a plane that's flying in a way that, kind of like doesn't follow the law of physics. But everything else in my dreams is pretty dang real.
Going back to our previous episode, if someone were to ask me, like, what's one of your greatest accomplishments in life? I would say the fact that
whenever I dream, because it's so
no, I would
hard
say
for
the
me
fact
to dream.
that my persona and who I am as a person has infiltrated my brother's dream and cock blocked him to do a menu tasting.
Oh yeah,
to do a menu tasting at a hotel.
I forgot about that dream. Yeah,
you remember that?
Great idea. Yeah, great. Yes,
I had to come in and do a menu tasting, and it got in the way of your business.
That was when you were fancy caviar boy.
Yeah, that was funny. That was like, that made me proud of my dream self. But yeah, melatonin makes me dream.
It doesn't.
Here's the other problem. Here's the other problem with melatonin. For me, I feel like I sleep super well for like 4 hours. And so then I wake up at like 12:30 a.m. awake, well rested, like rocking, ready to go.
And I think this is
But that's if I take it at like 9 p.m. Not back to the work 3 p.m. thing.
No.
This is like now.
Oh, now?
Yeah.
If you take it now?
Yeah, like I took it and I woke up at like 12:33, I remember. And I was like I thought I was like late for work.
Anyway,
I'm on a regular schedule now. I haven't been on a 5-day-a-week schedule since
I don't know what Dr.
worked-
Fauci would say about that, but
Since I worked at those apartments. That was the last time I had a 5-day regular, 9 to 5, or as they say, 6 to 2.
yeah. We've been recording a long time this episode.
So
we didn't give a proper goodbye last time, and I apologize.
So if you take melatonin, tell me your experiences so we can
comment on Instagram.
Collaborate on Instagram, not my text messages.
Share this with a friend.
Share, like, subscribe. We just got a new subscriber today.
We did?
Yeah, I got on a train today and someone was like, "You have a podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, who'd you hear it from?" Because it's spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, Amtrak. What's up? What's up, Amtrak? What's up, all you foamers out there? What's up, all you workers of Amtrak
boy.
that hate foamers? Wherever you are on that foamer to non-foamer spectrum, thank you for listening.
Perfect. Yeah. There's a new one and he was like, they said it's called like Two Brothers, and I'm like, "No, it's not it." And I'm like, "It's not just
Bad
brothers." And I said, "It's not brothers. That's the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal."
Great movie.
Great movie.
Insane
Probably
movie.
best.
So good.
Probably best acting from what's his name?
Bug-Eye guy.
Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire. Best acting.
Yeah. And just so to clarify, and
Bad Brothers.
not
like,
that I need to
subscribe.
say it, but I'm going to. Just on the episode 2 episodes ago, it was called Bad Mother. That's not because so-and-so is a bad mother. It's
No.
because it's Bad,
Bad
Brothers.
Brothers,
I call
Bad
Tammy
Mother.
Bad Spouse sometimes.
Bad Family.
Bad Family. So, Bad Mother. I put the TM there.
It's a brand name.
Yeah, it's a brand name. It's got the trademark.
Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, comment.